Got some jams coming up on this WJRD's Top 11 Plus 50 survey. Later on, be talking about Time After Time by Chris Montez, one of my favorite records. Holy Cow by Lee Dorsey, one of the follow-ups to Working in a Coal Mine. And let's see, gosh dog it, Please Mr. Sun by the Pharaohs. The Tommy Edwards record coming up later on. Lost 45s, one after another on WJRD's survey of October 31st, 1966. And Lost 45 by Sham and the Pharaohs at number 54. The Hair on My Chinny Chin Chin. They did all those great novelty records. Juju Hand and, Wooly Bully. I'll talk about Wooly Bully in just a minute. Rang Dang Do and Little Red Riding Hood, one of their most memorable hits from 1966. Sham and the Pharaohs. Just briefly on their history, they were from Texas, but they migrated to Louisiana. They became the Night Riders, and then they went to Memphis. They performed at a nightclub in Memphis called the Diplomat, and that's when they changed their name to Sham and the Pharaohs. And they joined up with a record label in Memphis, a small label called the XL label, but it was enough for them to record Wooly Bully in late 1964. Wooly Bully was picked up by MGM Records, and boy, it just blew up. Sold 3 million copies. Spent 18 weeks on Billboard's Hot 100 and went to number 2. Now here's the statistics. Here's a statistic about this record. I'm going to try to explain it as best as I can. Even though Wooly Bully did not go to number 1, went to number 2, it spent the most weeks on Billboard's Hot 100 within one calendar year. In the case of Wooly Bully, 1965. That feat would not be repeated again until about 36 years later, when Faith Hill came out with Breathe in 2000 and Hanging by a Moment by Lifehouse 2000-2001. Those songs going to number 2 and spending about 18 weeks or so on Billboard's Hot 100, but did not go to number 1. Wooly Bully. Sham and the Pharaohs, about Sam's cat. Wooly Bully. Little Red Riding Hood, another million seller by Sham. Another song that was really big around that same time with a magical name to it. The Pied Piper by Crispy and St. Peter's. Fantastic record. Went to number 4 on Billboard's Hot 100. God, one of my favorite songs. Pied Piper by Crispy and St. Peter's. But anyway, we're at number 54 on WJRD's survey. Song went to number 22 on Billboard's Hot 100. The Hair on My Chinny Chin Chin by Sham and the Pharaohs. WJRD's Top 11 Plus 50 survey of October 31st, 1966.